Hiya, this is the Not Olann and Podcast. I'm Laura and this is Deirdre. Really it's the Not Olann and Podcast. We're trying to do this to encourage Deirdre to do a podcast. So we published our 4th issue, I think on the 24th of May, but actually we had a knit along for the Nellie May shawl. As you can see, I'm wearing one here. This is my first one, I've knitted 3. And our winners were announced yesterday. There were 3 winners. They were Michelle, Helen and Fiona. And they were some of the people that took part in knitting the Nellie May shawl, which is a design by Elitza or of Blithe Spirit. And at the time, 2 months ago, Laura from Ellie and Ada Yarns, she dyed some beautiful gradient yarn for us to do the knit along with. And some of you probably saw the shawl, the real shawl in the Ellie and Ada yarn on the magazine photos, and I really wanted to wear it today. This is it. But it's got silk in it, so it kind of shines on the screen, so I didn't think it would be good enough to sit and do this today. My 3rd shawl I finished the other day in this really, really bright orange from, sorry Deirdre, by Irish Fairy Tale Yarns. And as you can see, I only did 3 of the lace repeats this time. Our 3 lucky winners, one of them was in Ellie and Ada yarn, one of them was in Debbie Bliss Donegal, and another one was also in an Irish Fairy Tales yarn. And each of our lucky winners have won some yarn that's been specially dyed by Ellie and Ada, by Laura of Ellie and Ada, some stitch markers by Elitza of Blithe Spirit, and some little higher snips along with some other bits and pieces. Let me show you the stitch markers. These are the gorgeous stitch markers. I don't know if you can see them. Can you see them? There. I don't think they're very clear, are they? They're these beautiful little teacups. And they're really cool. So there's a set of those going to each winner. There's also a little set of these seriously sharp puppy higher snips, and they're great because they go on your keyring or in your Knitting Notions bag. And then the yarn that Laura dyed from Ellie and Ada is this beautiful colour, and there's 3 and they're all slightly different, so they're all going to get one of those too. That's really cool, and we had lots of fun with the knit along. We're kind of hoping that we'll get another one underway soon enough, but it's just a combination of getting the right pattern in and doing the right pattern with the right yarn. So hopefully there'll be something coming in soon. I suppose I could tell you a couple of things that I'm knitting. I'm always knitting loads and loads of different things. I was really proud of myself because I'd made my first afterthought heel socks. And I was really chuffed until I looked closely, and I don't know if you can see, but can you see the toes? I do a French toe and I managed to mess it up, I'm afraid. So I'll probably have to rip one out and do them again. Rather annoying. The yarn is West Yorkshire Spinners. It's from their new cocktail range. It's really cool. And then the green was a Shopper wool, I think. And then on the go, I cast on last night in my, oh, did you see? My Hawthorne Cottage project bag. It's very cool. There we go, that's that way. Whoops. This is a bit of a mess. Can you see? 5 mini hanks from a Fine Fish Yarns, and it's such a tangle. But hopefully, I kind of like how it's going. It's a bit of a mess. It's not helped by the fact that I'm knitting with a really, really long wire because I've so many projects on the go that all of the others are full. That's one of the projects I've got on the go. I've got 3 pairs of socks on the go, another shawl, 2 jumpers, maybe a couple of hats, maybe. And I'm dying to cast this on, which I bought from Sheep's Head a couple of weeks ago. It's a green elephant yarn. There we go, can you see? And it's called Frozen, and it's their wool nylon sock, 4-ply sock. Fiona is the lady behind Green Elephant Yarn. Isn't it great? So, I'm not going to bore you with any more stuff because we want Deirdre to come and do this with us, the real Deirdre to come and do this with us. So, if you would like to see a proper Olann and podcast, then if you could head over to the Ravelry group and vote. Please vote in the Ravelry group. I'll set up a thread. And it will be for the Olann and Podcast. And maybe we could try and do one a month or one every 2 weeks. If you'd like to see an Olann and podcast, then vote agree for yes. And if you really, really don't want to find an Olann and podcast, then you can vote disagree, and that'll be a no. Okay, hopefully this has worked, and we can encourage Deirdre to do this. I'd like to say thank you from me, and I'd like to say a massive thank you from Deirdre, my son. Bye.